Welcome back to Magic Muggle, a Harry Potter after show. I'm your host, Eric Cicada, aka Mr. Honest, your resident Ravenclaw, broadcasting from the highest tower in Hogwarts. Today, we're diving into Chapter 26, The Second Task. We've made it. And I'm going to be fully honest with you, this might be my favorite chapter of the entire book so far. Not just because it's exciting, but because this is the chapter where Harry really shows us who he is. Just a perfect mix of the wizarding world. If you want to take a stop and pause moment, you could look around and say, man, we've been reading this for a while. I've been in this world for quite a bit now, and all these crazy elements could just pop up. Characters from any book could just pop up. Cameos. This is just like the center of everything of Harry Potter at this point for me. And I love this chapter because it exemplifies everything great about Harry Potter in general. The heroism that just lives within Harry, the way he goes up against challenges up until the very end. You'll see, we'll talk about how he completely has no idea what he's doing, but he does not give up until he finds the right answer. And we all just got to get by with a little help from our friends. So, Chapter 1, The Second Task, let's talk a little bit about it. We start this chapter with Harry in full panic mode. He has the clue, he understands the task, but he has no idea how to actually do it. And time is just slipping away. You could feel it tightening, days passing faster, options disappearing, nothing working. And I love this because it's not heroic, it's human. He's in the library, grinding, stressing, searching for anything that works, and finding nothing. I think we could all relate to this in one way or another. The time is, the days are falling off the calendar. You're anticipating something really big. Your mind can't get off it. In Harry's case, you add on a layer of, I need to figure something out before it, which adds a whole other layer. It reminds me of performing. It reminds me of going on stage, having a big gig, which this technically is in the wizarding world. I mean, you don't get much closer than the Triwizard Tournament. That feeling of, I still have time, and then suddenly, I have no time. I mean, we undoubtedly have all been there in one way or another. So, this might be like maybe one of the most underrated parts of the chapter. The night before, where Harry hits this wall, he starts imagining failing in front of everyone, letting Hagrid down. You know, Hagrid has so much faith in him. The judge's reactions, people thinking that he doesn't even belong, which he doesn't, but he wants to prove them wrong because who wouldn't? He didn't choose to put his name in this Goblet of Fire, no matter how many people think that he got away with doing that. But instead of this big heroic moment, he falls asleep in the library the night before. And then Dobby shows up, and he wakes him up. Dobby. I love Dobby. 10 minutes before the task. 10 minutes. And I mean, not only that, he brings the solution. Gillyweed. This is where the book does something better than the movies. Because this isn't random help. This is Dobby hearing what's going on, paying attention, and choosing to help. So when he shows up, it's not luck. It's loyalty. And that makes this moment hit way harder. Harry doesn't have time to think. No strategy, no backup plan. He just runs to the lake and barely makes it. And jumps in and starts with the task. I mean, if he was like 5 more minutes late, he would have been disqualified. And that's it. All of a sudden, we are in motion. He's in the water. The gillyweed kicks in. He gets gills, webbed hands, and he can breathe underwater. I love the description of this in Rowling's writing. You feel so lived in with Harry, and it's just a perfect description of how Harry's trying to talk and the bubbles. He can't get words out, but he can convey how he feels through magic, as we'll see in a bit. And instantly, the tone of the chapter just totally shifts. This is one of the coolest environments we've seen so far. We know about the lake, but we've never been in it. We don't know what's in the depths of it. Everything feels quiet, eerie, and almost dreamlike. You've got dark underwater landscapes, strange creatures, grindylows attacking him. Just Google what like the grindylow looks like, and you'll have nightmares for a week. Moaning Myrtle just randomly being there, which is kind of beautiful, but also terrifying. I love the cameos, like Dobby and Moaning Myrtle. There's some Chamber of Secrets love going on into this chapter. Now for Harry, this doesn't really feel like a school competition anymore. It feels like Harry is somewhere that he shouldn't be. Not in the way where like he shouldn't be in this tournament. Like, this lake is dangerous. I don't know what I'm in for here. And then he finds them. Ron, Hermione, Cho, and Floor's sister. They are all tied down unconscious. And now the task is clear. Take your person, get out. Simple. Harry frees Ron with a rock. I mean, it's as simple as that. He doesn't have the knife that he left. He remembers he had a knife all the way back in the Gryffindor common room, or maybe his, wherever his bed is. But this is where everything matters at this point after he gets Ron free, because he could leave. He's the first one here. He would win. He was first, and instead he looks at everyone else still down there and he stops. I mean, let's be honest. Harry could have won this, and he did everything right. He got there first, and instead of leaving, he stays. Not because he has to, not because someone told him to, but because that's just who he is. And that's what's so great about these books. Another thing I'll slightly criticize, not Rowling specifically, but just the magical creators of this Triwizard Tournament. You're going to literally put Harry's crush, Harry's best friend, and then his other best friend, who we wouldn't have any doubt, like honestly, picking one or the other. Who else would have picked Hermione? I mean, Crumb is an obvious contender once we see him there. But in all reality, I mean, these people are all pretty much well associated to Harry. And he knows he shouldn't be saving all of them, but he just has that instinct to do so. And going against the odds and playing outside the name of the game is what makes Harry such a genuine person. Now it gets real. Time is running out. The other champions start showing up. Cedric gets Cho. Crumb gets Hermione. Fleur never makes it. And Harry makes the call. He's not leaving anyone. He takes Ron and Fleur's sister. He tries to bring them both up. And this part is intense. I mean, when the merpeople are just all watching him, like in a giant crowd in their underground city, I imagine, they don't want him to take more than two people. They clearly had a deal with Dumbledore and whoever else was setting up with this task. If they start to do something weird, like taking another person, then that's when they stand up. But Harry has this really cool moment where he gets real serious with his wand underwater, and all the merpeople kind of stand back. It's like, yeah, I've taken down Dementors before. Yeah, I know how to use this thing. You let me save this girl and let me get out of here type vibe. Except he can't talk, because every time he talks, bubbles blow out of his mouth. But he can breathe, so that's all that really matters. But Harry is exhausted at this point, and he's slowing down, and he's losing his gillyweed effects. He's not gliding anymore. He's fighting for it. Kicking, dragging, and barely holding on. This isn't a clean hero moment. This is effort. And this is what being a hero actually looks like. Not winning easily, but refusing to quit when it gets harder. Finally, he gets to the surface and everyone's alive. Everything's fine. And Ron hits him with, dude, no one was actually going to die. I mean, if you really thought about it, he probably could have realized that. But Harry just kind of realizes it then and there. And this is the sneaky part of the chapter, because Harry doesn't feel like a hero. He feels dumb, late, like he misunderstood everything. Oh my God, have I been there in my life. But then the judges explain he wasn't wrong. They talk to each other. He showed moral fiber, and that matters more than winning. He got full points. So I think that's just perfect for Harry, because he does deserve it. He goes out of his way to save someone he doesn't know, without thinking about himself, putting other people first. That is a heroic move. You can't just write that off if you're judging this competition. It has to be discussed, and they did agree. They gave him 45 points, I believe, and he completely deserved every one of them. And that's why I just love this chapter, because Harry walks away thinking, I messed that up. But we, as readers, know that this is one of his strongest moments. He doesn't try to be a hero. He just is one. So with that, the chapter ends, and we start looking forward towards the end of the book and the final task, whatever that may be, if you haven't read it or seen the movie. I'm so excited about what's happening in the books right now, personally, because this is where we start to split paths from a lot of choices they make in the movies, whether it be for timing, cutting purposes. I don't know, if they're looking ahead at other books because certain characters like Dobby coming back and being the one to help Harry. I think that's a much better callback. Maybe it was a CGI decision they didn't go with Dobby, but I think picking him to help Harry was probably one of the best, and he feels like he owes Harry because he freed him, and I just love that. It's very genuine. It's very sweet, thoughtless of him. I mean, it's adorable. I love that, and so this chapter was really fun, and every chapter has something fun to take away from it and a lesson, but this is really just straight up saying, be who you are and don't let doubt crowd that fear of whatever this competition was Harry was in. It wasn't a competition when he was in it. We get to see his true character. By the way, have you seen the trailer for the new Harry Potter TV show on HBO? What do you think? I mean, personally, I liked it. I think it's got a different tone. We get to see some of the classic set pieces, but it seems like they're going in slightly different directions in a lot of different ways from the movie. And it's going to be very faithful to the book. It's rumored that all episodes will drop on Christmas or something like that. So if that happens, that'll be fun. We'll figure out how we're going to cover that. I think whether they drop them all at once or one a week, we're going to cover one at a time. Maybe if it's not two a week, just so we kind of keep up with each other as an audience, because I know and you know that we're binging that show. So I might just be binge posting episodes at that time. And who knows what book we'll be at. I got a lot of thinking to do on how I'm going to handle that, but that's on my end. But otherwise, I honestly can't freaking wait. I mean, I honestly started this podcast thinking, I should start a new after show for the new Harry Potter series. I know it's going to last a while, which it will. It's going to last a lot of years. We're going to watch these characters and actors grow up. We're going to get a whole new Harry Potter experience. And this could, and I mean, let's not to put down the movies, but this could honestly make a more iconic Harry Potter story than the movies did. And we'll have that nostalgia for the movies, but then we'll have the full series that ideally will be like, okay, this is 1-in-1 with the book. Or who knows? Maybe they're going to make big changes because Rowling is involved and she wants to divert the timeline and put some new twist in her story, which is completely her choice and the show's choice. They can make very different decisions than in the book in terms of who lives, who dies, what characters end up with each other in the end. So I'm really excited about that. So stay tuned. We'll be covering it. This is a Harry Potter after show. We're going to cover Harry Potter on all mediums. And it just shows like, man, we got a bright future and a lot of great book to look forward to and a lot of great TV to look forward to as well. I want to thank you so much for being here and listening. I see the numbers. I know you're here. I'm so grateful to have some of your ears. And if you're watching or listening, to the show from the beginning, that's really cool. I can't wait to actually do that myself soon, kind of see what it sounds like as a whole. I've been having a great time every week, and I'm not stopping this podcast. Marvel Maniac and MCU After Show is still going. If you don't know, that's my other podcast where we cover everything in the MCU and beyond and the multiverse. Check it out. We have a Discord server for all of the shows. Stay up to date, get news. Let's discuss what's going on. It'd be great to have you in there. It is in the notes of this episode itself. Please leave a rating, 5 stars, thumbs up, wherever you are. It goes the longest way. I promise you it would mean the world to me if you could do that. And that's all I really got for today. We continue with Goblet of Fire next week, where we have a great comeback of a character we all know and love. And until next time, wands down, hearts full.